All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're breaking down extreme ownership for traders. It's a framework of 8 powerful principles that are all about transforming your results by, well, changing how you think. So, does this sound familiar? You have a killer day, maybe even a fantastic week, only to watch it all vanish in a few frustrating trades. It's a painful cycle, right? But what if the key to breaking it isn't some fancy new indicator, but a completely new mindset? And right here, this is the core difference. You see, the amateur is always reacting, blaming the market, chasing losses, but the pro, they take ownership. They operate from a simple plan and they own every single outcome. That mindset, that's the foundation we're building today. Okay, so our first big focus is all about building that inner game, because here's the secret. Before you can even dream of mastering the markets, you have to master yourself. True control isn't about predicting the market. No one can do that. It's about controlling your response to it. And that brings us right to principle number 1, taking full responsibility. I mean, everything. The wins, yeah, sure, but also the losses, and even those setups you hesitated on and missed. They are all yours. It's about completely eliminating the blame game. And this is what that mindset looks like in action. It's a subtle shift, but it's huge. Instead of saying, the market was unfair, you say, nope, I placed that stop, time to adjust my logic. See? The second you do that, you're not a victim anymore. You're a trader who's in control, someone who can actually learn and get better. Now, a huge piece of taking responsibility means getting a handle on the one thing that loves to get in the way, your ego. And that's principle number 4. Your ego is that little voice that tells you you have to be right. And that's what fuels revenge trading and turns tiny losses into account killers. Honestly, your ego is your single biggest liability. So you need to adopt this as your personal mantra. Say it to yourself over and over, I'm here to trade well, not to be right. This little phrase creates a separation between your identity and the outcome of any single trade. And that separation is absolutely crucial for long-term survival. And how do you beat that ego? Well, you need an unshakable belief in your strategy. That's principle number 3. Because if you're second-guessing your setup right at the moment of execution, you've already lost. That hesitation just kills your edge. And look, this isn't about blind faith. This belief is earned through hard work, through backtesting and preparation. Think of this as your real-time gut check, the signal fires. Before you click that button, you pause and ask yourself, do I truly trust this setup? If that answer is anything but a rock-solid yes, then you stop. You've got more homework to do. Simple as that. You don't take the trade. All right, so once that inner game is solid, we can start building the external framework. This is all about designing a system that's simple, that's clear, and that actually supports the discipline and mindset we've been talking about. It's your structure for success. So, honest question. Does your chart look anything like this? A dozen indicators all screaming different things. RSI, MACD, VWAP. The source material calls this complexity fails for a reason. Under pressure, this mess doesn't give you clarity. It gives you analysis paralysis. And the antidote to that is principle number 5, simplicity wins. Your entire process should be this clean, this simple. 1, identify your best A+ setup. 2, define your risk, crystal clear. 3, execute. Why? Because a simple process is a robust process. It's something you can actually follow when things get crazy. Now, a great test for simplicity is principle number 2, communication. Your system has to be so clear that you could easily explain it to a mentor or a trading partner, or, and this is maybe the most important part, to your future self when you're reading your trade journal a week from now. If you can't understand your own notes, your system is too complex. So here's the action item for you. If you can't teach your system, you don't really understand it. Forcing yourself to make it teachable is like the ultimate filter, right? It just strips away all the junk until only the essential, powerful stuff is left. Okay, so you've built this simple, clear system. Now comes what might be the hardest part. Principle number 7. You have to actually empower that system. Trust it. Stop micromanaging every single tick. Look, those rules you made, they exist to protect you from yourself, so let them do their job. Here's exactly how that applies. The rule is the rule. If the plan says to enter, you enter. The second you let your emotions override that plan, you've thrown your statistical edge right out the window. At that point, you're not trading anymore. You're just gambling.
Okay, so we've got the inner mindset dialed in. We've got the outer framework built. The final piece of the puzzle is cementing all of it through daily practice. This is all about the rituals, the habits that turn all this theory into real-world, consistent, disciplined action. You know how it is. When the market's flying, it's so easy to get distracted and chase everything. That's where principle number 6 comes in. You have to prioritize and execute ruthlessly. Filter out all that noise, focus only on what really matters, your setup, your risk, and your execution. Don't chase every little move. And the key to doing that is preparation. Having a pre-market checklist means you're primed and ready before the opening bell even rings. This way, you're not trying to figure things out in the heat of the moment. You are simply executing a plan you made when you were calm, cool, and collected.
Okay, so all of this, it brings us to the final and maybe the most powerful concept of them all. It's a single word, and it's one that can feel kind of restrictive, but it's actually the key to everything.
Discipline equals freedom. Now, I know that sounds like a paradox, but it is the absolute truth in trading and in any high-performance field. The structure of your rules, the routine you follow, that's what gives you freedom from making those impulsive, emotional, account-destroying decisions. It frees you to be your best. I absolutely love this metaphor from the source material. Your daily rituals, that pre-market prep, your review at the end of the day. They aren't just chores, they are your armor. They're what protect your mental capital and your hard-won edge from the chaos of the market. And, let's be honest, from the chaos of our own emotions. So, let's pull it all together. Think of everything we've talked about as your new operating system for trading. It's built on 3 pillars. First, own your mindset. Second, build your system. And third, master your habits. Get these 3 pillars right, and that's the path. That is the journey from amateur to pro. So, I want to leave you with this one final thought. Forget the market for just a second. Look inward at your own trading. What is the one thing, the one outcome, the one bad habit that you know you need to take extreme ownership of starting right now?